Maayong gabi, everyone, and welcome to another discussion of the Licensure Examination for Teachers Review. And tonight, we'll be talking about culture, and the concepts of cultural diversity. We have cultural relativism, the concepts of ethnocentrism, xenocentrism, and the ways of cultural transmission. We have enculturation, we have acculturation, and we have cultural assimilation. So without further ado, let us start our discussion.
Let us first define what is culture. Culture is the total sum of the values of the people, the traditions, the rituals. It also includes the food, the languages we speak, the way we dress ourselves, our music, our tools. That is all part of culture. Kasi yung culture natin, it is the umbrella term of those that have been mentioned earlier, the rituals, traditions, the set of beliefs that we have, the values. That is culture. Yan po yung kabuuang term. At napasa ilalim na lang po doon, yung nasa screen po natin, yung ating mga techniques and skills, yung ating mga gamit, yung tools and objects, and other things. Now, when we talk about culture, it is also imperative for us to study language. There's a linguist that tells, and I quote, ang wika at kultura ay magkaugnay. Kung walang wika, ay walang kultura. Kung walang kultura, ay walang wika. Now, we must also note, or we must also need to know the relationship between language and culture. Kasi yung dalawang pong ito, ay hindi po dapat ito pinaghihiwalay. At talagang hindi talaga sila naghihiwalay. Now, ano po yung relationship ng language and culture? Ganito lang po yan kasimple. Language being the means or the medium that we use to communicate our thoughts and to express our feelings. We use language in order for us to pass on culture from one generation to another. That's the simplest definition of the relationship of language and culture. As per our data, yung nakala po natin na data, there are at least 186 languages in the Philippines. Kung may updated po kayo na source, you may also share it. Now, there are two types of culture. We have material culture and the non-material culture. Ano po yung material culture? Excuse me. Material culture po ay consist ng mga konkretong mga object o yung mga bagay. Halimbawa, yung mga gamit natin, yung mga furnitures natin, yung mga books, yung mga buildings, na siyang nagde-define kung paano tayo namumuhay bilang mga taong kasapi ng isang grupo, kasapi ng isang pamayanan na siyang mayroon ding sariling kultura. Now, yung non-material culture naman po is the opposite of the material culture. Ito po yung mga bagay na hindi natin nahahawakan, yung mga bagay na hindi natin nahihipo, pero nararamdaman natin at talagang nandito po sa atin bilang mga tao. Halimbawa po dyan, yung mga customs po natin, yung ating mga tradisyon, yung ating mga paniniwala, yung ating kaugalian. That is under the non-material culture, So, the simple differentiation of these two types of culture, yung material na hawakan mo, nakikita mo. Yung non-material culture naman, hindi mo nahawakan, hindi mo nakikita, pero nararamdaman mo. That's it. Next. Now, upon seeing the screen, upon seeing the image, what can you infer from this image? We can see a lot of people having different races, nanggaling sa iba't ibang bansa. And this only tells us the concept of cultural diversity. Yung ating pong mundo, we came from different places. We came from different backgrounds. And of course, because of that, we have a diverse culture. Excuse me. We have a diverse culture na magkakaiba yung ating mga paniniwala, magkakaiba yung ating mga lingwahe, magkakaiba yung ating mga damit, magkakaiba yung ating mga choices of food. But then again, even though we have diverse culture, we have different beliefs, we must practice the concept of cultural relativism. Ano nga ba yung ibig sabihin o yung ipinahihiwatig ng cultural relativism? Ito po yan. Ito po yung konsepto na kung saan instead of judging the culture of others, we try to understand them, we try to know their background, kung saan po nanggagaling yung mga taong ito, kung ano po yung kanilang mga paniniwala, in order for us to develop the concept of respect. Yan po yung bottom line ng cultural relativism. Respeto po, no? We try to understand. We don't judge the culture of others, but rather we try to respect their culture. Sapagkat we have different culture. Excuse me. We have diverse culture. And because of that, we must have and we must embody the concept of cultural relativism, no? Kailangan po na magkaroon tayo ng respeto dahil mayroon tayong iba't ibang kultura. Ganyan lang po kadali yung cultural relativism. We don't judge, we try to stand, and we develop respect. Next, when talking about culture, it is also imperative for us, there's a need for us to understand these two concepts. We have the ethnocentrism and sinocentrism. Yung ethnocentrism po, ito po yung paniniwala ng isang tao na yung kultura niya, na yung kung ano po yung ginagawa niya, kung ano po yung kanyang paniniwala ay mas mabuti, ay mas superior compare doon sa kultura ng iba. Halimbawa, kung sasabihin ng isang bata, mas maganda yung aming kultura sapagkat maraming miyembro yung aming pamayanan, no? Mas marami yung sumusunod sa aming kultura, mas marami yung gumagawa ng aming mga practices. Kapag ginagawa po yan ng isang bata o ng isang tao, he or she is being ethnocentric. Yung tawag po sa tao na nagpa-practice ng ethnocentrism, yung taong para sa kanya mas maganda yung kanyang kultura kumpara sa iba, he's trying to degrade the culture of others dahil gusto niyang mas ma-uplift yung sa kanya, dahil para sa kanya mas superior yung sa kanya, ethnocentric po siya, no? He is practicing the concept of ethnocentrism. Now, the opposite of ethnocentrism is sinocentrism. If sa ethnocentrism, palagay ng isang tao na mas superior yung kultura niya compared sa iba, sa sinocentrism naman, mas ikinahihiya niya yung kanyang sariling kultura sapagkat para sa kanya, mas mabuti yung iba. Halimbawa, sasabihin ng isang tao, mas maganda yung mga gawang galing sa ibang bansa compare dito sa mga gawang galing sa Pilipinas, no? Having the concept of colonial mentality na nag-lead into sinocentrism. Bakit? Kasi yung kanyang sariling kultura, yung kanyang sariling paniniwala, ay kanya ikinakahiya sapagkat para sa kanya, mas maganda yung ginagawa ng iba. So that's it when it comes to ethnocentrism and sinocentrism. Now, let us discuss how do cultures change and interact. Paano nga ba nagbabago yung kultura ng isang tao at paano nga ba nakikipagsalamuha yung culture at yung relasyon ng tao sa kanyang kapaligiran? Here's the thing. We have three concepts of cultural transmission. We have 1, enculturation, 2, acculturation, and 3, cultural assimilation. Ganito na po yan. Unahin po natin yung enculturation. Enculturation, it is when a person is practicing his or her own culture. Ginagamit po ng tao, pinapractice ng tao sa enculturation, yung kultura kung saan siya napabilang, kung saan siya ipinanganak. Halimbawa, kung ikaw ay kumakain, ay pinanganak ka bilang Pilipino, tapos sa inyong bahay, excuse me, gumagamit kayo ng kutsara at tinidor or nagkakamay kayo kapag kayo kumakain. That's enculturation. Kapag ginagawa mo yan, tuwing ikaw ay kumakain, you are practicing the concept of enculturation. You are practicing the practices of your own culture kung saan ka nabibila. Now, ano naman po yung acculturation, sir? Yung acculturation naman, it is when a person is trying to adopt and practice the culture of others, but still, take note, he is still practicing his or her own culture. Now, balikan natin yung halimbawa natin kanina. Kung sa enculturation, kumakain siya ng nagkakamay o gumagamit ng kutsara at tinidor, pagkarating sa acculturation, halimbawa, siya ay pumunta ng China, yung mga tao doon ay gumagamit ng chopsticks kapag kumakain, tapos, trinay ng isang tao, no, na gumamit ng chopsticks at talagang natuto na siya. Nung siya ay bumalik at tumuwi sa Pilipinas, no, alam niya pa rin kung paano gumamit ng kutsara at tinidor at kung paano magkamay. Then, that is an example of acculturation. You are still practicing your own culture and now you are trying to adopt the culture of others. No? That's the simple definition ng acculturation. Your own culture plus the culture of others. That's acculturation. Now, yung third concept natin, we have cultural assimilation. Excuse me. Yung nangyari po sa cultural assimilation, yung kultura ng isang tao kung saan siya ay pinanganak, kung ano yung nakagisnan niyang kultura, ay nakalimutan na niya sapagkat he or she is now practicing the new culture na kanyang natutunan. Kung sa enculturation, nagkakamay siya gumagamit ng kutsara tinidor dahil yun yung nakasanayan nila. Pagkarating sa acculturation, nagkakamay siya, gumagamit ng tinidor at kutsara, at natuto rin siyang gumamit ng chopstick no nadagdagan yung kanyang sariling kultura. Pagkarating po sa cultural assimilation, ano po yung nangyari? Kahit siya umuwi na sa kanilang bahay, kahit wala na siya sa China, gumagamit pa rin siya ng chopsticks. At nakalimutan na niyang magkamay or gumamit ng kutsara at tinidor. That is cultural assimilation. A person now is trying to assimilate himself from his or her own culture, and he or she now is practicing the culture of others. Ganyan lang po yan kadali. Now, to put it simply, ito po yun. Enculturation, practicing one's own culture. Kung ano po yung inyong nakagisnang kultura. Enculturation po yan. Pagkarating sa acculturation, yung inyong kultura, dinagdagan mo ng kultura ng iba, that is acculturation. You are trying to acquire the culture of others. Now, pagkarating sa assimilation, nakalimutan mo ang iyong sariling kultura and you are now practicing the culture of others. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for listening and I hope you learned something from our discussion about culture, cultural transmission, language, and things pertaining to culture. Good night, everyone, and God bless.